Hey everyone, let's talk about something that frustrates a lot of off-grid and solar users: running high-wattage appliances like refrigerators, power tools, or even a whole workshop, without tripping breakers or draining your battery in minutes. If you've ever plugged in a 10,000-watt load and watched your inverter shut off or your battery voltage drop too fast, you know how annoying that is. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. I recently tested the PowMr 10000W Split Phase inverter, and it's changed how I power my shop and backup system. This isn't one of those cheap inverters that can barely run a microwave. It's built to handle serious loads. It converts 48V DC from your battery bank into clean 110V/220V split phase AC power, which is perfect if you need both voltages at once, like running a table saw on 220V while keeping lights on 110V. One thing that stood out right away is the 30,000-watt peak power. That's not just marketing, it means you can start motors, compressors, or even a welder without the inverter shutting down. I ran a 5,000-watt air compressor and a 2,000-watt fridge at the same time, and it handled it like a champ. The built-in 120A MPPT charge controller is also a game-saver if you're using solar. It pulls maximum power from your panels and charges your batteries efficiently, even in low light. Another big plus is the 3 charging modes: solar only, AC only, or solar plus AC. That flexibility is huge if you're relying on intermittent sunlight or want to top off your batteries from the grid during an outage. I've used it in solar-only mode for days, then switched to AC charging when clouds rolled in, and the battery stayed topped up without any issues. The inverter also has multiple protection features: overload, overvoltage, undervoltage, short circuit, and even temperature protection. I accidentally shorted a wire once just to test it, and instead of frying, it shut down safely and gave me a clear error code. That kind of reliability gives me peace of mind, especially when I'm not around to babysit the system. Now, it's not perfect for everyone. First, it's heavy, around 80 pounds. So if you're trying to move it around a lot, you'll need help. Second, the price tag is higher than your average inverter, but you're paying for the power and reliability. If you only need to run a few lights or charge a laptop, this is overkill. But if you're powering a workshop, a tiny home, or a backup system for essential appliances, it's worth every penny. For me, the PowMr 10000W Split Phase inverter has been a reliable workhorse. It's quiet, efficient, and handles real-world loads without drama. Whether you're off-grid or just want a solid backup system, this inverter delivers the power you need without the headaches. If you're looking to upgrade your setup, check out the link below. It's the one I've been using, and it's made a real difference in how I power my space. For most buyers, the real question is not whether PowMr Split Phase 10,000W 48V DC to 110V/220V AC solar inverter, 10 kW with 120A MPPT charge controller, peak power, 30,000W, max PV input 6400W, work for 48V lead acid. Li battery sounds impressive on paper. But whether strengths like 10 kW split phase with 110V/220V outputs building on the original and specifications rated output power actually make daily use feel easier, more dependable, and more worthwhile after the first few days of excitement wear off. What stands out about PowMr Split Phase 10,000W 48V DC to 110V/220V AC solar inverter, 10 kW with 120A MPPT charge controller, peak power 30,000W, max PV input 6400W, work for 48V lead acid. The battery is how it seems positioned for buyers who want something practical, easy to understand, and worthwhile beyond the first impression. It is also smart to think about long-term satisfaction. A product like PowMr Split Phase 10,000W 48V DC to 110V/220V AC solar inverter, 10 kW with 120A MPPT charge controller, peak power 30,000W, max PV input 6400W, work for 48V lead acid. Li battery usually feels like the better buy when it stays convenient, comfortable, and reliable in normal everyday use instead of only looking good in the listing.